Hi, this is Brad Pilon and for eat.eat.com, and today I want to talk to you about insulin. Now, insulin is a hormone that's sort of central to energy metabolism in the body. It is vital to human health and life, and it's also fairly misunderstood. So today I want to talk specifically about insulin and fat loss, because insulin tends to get tied into this whole sort of fat loss story, and I wanted to give you my take on it based on the research that I've reviewed. So really, we know that insulin changes as a result of how much food you've eaten, generally from the carbohydrate and protein portions of your foods. Insulin is measured typically in milliunits per liter. Now, if you're fasting, I mean like a complete 3-day fast, you're going to be looking at an insulin level of between 5 and 10 milliunits per liter. Typically, we say that anything that's sort of a fasted state is insulin's under 30 milliunits per liter. Between 30 and 70 milliunits per liter is kind of what you would expect to be a normal, I just had a decent meal. I even had, if you hit the 70 range, a fairly large sugary meal. Above 70, you start looking at, okay, this is what we would call high insulin. And anything above 100 is super physiologically high, numbers that you'd only find really in diabetics or in research. We see numbers that high in some creatine research when we're trying to jack up insulin to increase creatine uptake by cells, but that's a completely different story. Now, what you need to know about insulin is that even at very low levels of insulin, the 5 to 10 millionths per liter during true fasting, you still will not get increased lipolysis or fat being released from your body fat if your growth hormone levels are low. See, insulin and growth hormone actually work together to promote fat loss. So even though insulin is very, very low, if growth hormone is low as well, oddly enough, you're still not releasing as much body fat from your body fat stores as if insulin was low and growth hormone was higher, which is what you find in a true fasted state. The other thing you need to know is that insulin is very sensitive, lipolysis is very sensitive to insulin. So while a 5 to 10 is true fasting, and even anything really under 30 millionths per liter of insulin is still kind of fasted state, as you climb from that sort of 15 to 20 millunits per liter up into the 50, which would be the lower end of what you expect after a light meal, that small climb, even across that 30 milli-unit range that we'd expect to be sort of at the edge of fasting, you see a very quick blunting of body fat release or lipolysis. So just giving you an idea that, well, insulin is an integral part of your fat loss program and your physiology. It's not the only thing needed for fat loss. It's just not a matter of having just low insulin. Remember that your physiology, your hormones, your metabolism are like a spider web, and everything is interconnected. So you can have insulin really low, but without GH increasing, you're not releasing body fat stores. I'm sure there are 4 or 5 other hormones involved that we know of, and probably another 10 or 20 that we don't know of. So just remember, your metabolism is incredibly complex. But the thing we do know is that in order to lose weight, you have to eat less, we have to move a little more. And while all these hormones are important, getting caught up on any one hormone being sort of the key hormone, it typically blinds us to the important effects of other hormones. So I'm Brad Pilon, just a quick lesson on insulin. Hope this helped.